Hello, host Eric here. Very pleased to be with you on this hot and sunny summer Southern California afternoon. And I've got from a different location, not in Southern California, one host Yubi. And you are, can you tell us where you're from? Did you tell us what state you were from? I forget.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida. Okay, so it's probably hot there too. Regardless.
It's very hot.
Yeah. Regardless, we're going to talk a little bit about possibilities, and one thing that sometimes frustrates me as a teacher, not so much here, I don't really get frustrated, this is all pure joy and clapping my hands, but in work sometimes I get frustrated when kids are afraid to try to put out ideas because they might be bad or something, right? Like this is a common phenomenon with students. Most adults kind of get over it and settle into a relationship with their innie or their sense of their own possible ideas. So, when Yubi came in, he just got off work. He's tired. He's not in the mood for Eric's, playful banter or whatever. So I'm like, "You got any topics?" He's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Do you really not have any topics? Or are you just being shy?" He's like, "No, I'm tired. Shut up." Like that. So, he didn't really say that. that was my interpretation of it. So, my point is this: I find this happens all the time. I ask a whole room of people, anybody have any topics? Now I know this is a room full of people, all of whom know about something, probably know about something that I don't really know about and would love to learn about. I like to learn about random shit that you know about, Oh, well, I actually know about desert tortoises. Well, fuck yeah, let's talk about desert tortoises. I want to know about it too. But instead, almost never do I get a response saying, yes, here's what I want to talk about, right? I think that's more has to do with fear or social habits or something like that than it does to actually not being able to come up with any ideas in general. I'm not calling you out, Yubi. I'm just saying in general, I think that's more what it has to do with. Thoughts?
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, a lot of people are scared to maybe share their ideas, yeah, for fear of them being not recepted well. But
I brought up
maybe
lawn decor though.
Well,
lawn decor. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that video.
That was a good topic.
it was great. It was so good.
Maybe it's the environment here, or like not the environment, but the people are on camera or on like the videos are going to be on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it makes people more nervous than even like the normal.
Okay, is 40 videos too many to make on lawn decor? Is that too long of a series, or is that
It'll never be enough.
Is
At least
50
40.
okay? 50's okay. 50 should be good, I think, to cover the lawn decor issue.
You're scratching the surface at that point. But
Well, we start with seeding and fertilizing.
Yeah.
I think we start with the actual lawn itself. We talk about different lawn options. I mean,
How
the
you wanna cut
millions
your
and
grass.
millions of subscribers I can anticipate getting on the result of that make it quite a tempting offer there to just spend the rest of the channel time talking about lawn decor. However,
you have to go for the Better Home and Gardens market, and that's a huge market. Big
massive. I mean, if you can get them and Reader's Digest market
through the roof.
Okay.
I mean, you got old people; they'll just be there sitting, drooling on themselves, and you can just keep the videos going, and they'll subscribe to anything.
Plus, they're easily impressed. If you've ever
That's
read
true.
Reader's Digest, you'll know that the remarkably most banal things impress the hell out of them. Somebody used a
I like how they have
washcloth.
those
Somebody used a washcloth to clean their
condensed.
face.
I like the condensed Reader Digest books. It's like we have these great literature works, but now we shrunk them so they're fit for old people.
Right. I want to read War and Peace. A bunch of Russians did a bunch of stupid shit. The end. I read War and Peace. You sure did.
I love Tolstoy.
Tolstoy's
He's my
great.
homie.
It was a very short book. It's very, very short.
I don't know why everyone complains about it being so long.
Number
Was there,
six.
you said you were a teacher?
I own a debate school. I'm a debate coach.
Okay.
And
So you say you see a lot of kids like possibly having fear over sharing their ideas?
Right. Well, when I used to be employed at a different school where I was the director of it, I taught some classes that weren't competition classes. So they were sort of like entry level classes. Taught some that were just sort of a revenue stream thing, right? And when I taught those classes, I did a lot of impromptu speaking where I'd say, all right, guys, here's a topic, pineapples. Now talk about it. What I learned, one of the things I learned was this. If you give them a minute to write down notes, the speeches are way worse than if you give them no time at all. And the reason is because they write down a couple of notes, and then they get up there and they read their notes, and then they stop because they have nothing else written down on the paper. And you have to get them up there, and you go, okay, your topic's pineapples, go. And they go, I said, well, do you know anything about pineapples? Not
They're
really.
delicious.
Well, are they square? Well, no. So you do know something about pineapples. Do they smell like monkeys? Well, no. So you do know something about pineapples. Tell us about it. Okay, they smell good. And they're not square. And they're yellow inside. All right, good. Sit down. Jesus Christ. You know? That's how I run those impromptu things. But I'd be much more considerate now that I understand the cognitive functions. If you've got NE in the 7th slot, if you're ISTP overlord, and I say, okay, come on, fucking lazy ass, don't be, you must be intentionally failing at this. You're so bad at it. Get up there and make some shit up off the top of your head right now. And they just go up there and they have no idea. They can't come up with anything, right? Some of them can't. And then some of them, like ENTPs, you go, they say, okay, we're going to do this impromptu thing. And all the kids look scared. And the ENTP goes, and then they get up there and you can't shut them up. It's like, you know, it shows you how powerfully we're impacted by our habits of cognition. Because it should not be hard to come up in front of a group of people and describe a fucking pineapple.
They probably think they grow on trees too.
I mean, yeah. But I don't know, maybe that is in a way, that's a skill. You know, it takes, like, courage, people, public speaking, things like that. I mean, you could, like, an ISTJ could come up to you and be like, what, you can't take that motor apart and put it back together? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right, well, but I can at least put my hand on the motor and start unscrewing something. The thing is,
yeah, but that's a lot different.
My environment, my learning environment is very healthy learning environment. I make it clear to them that they all fucking totally suck ass right after the beginning. All of you totally suck is a sentence I will say in this in any given class at the beginning if they got a bunch of new people. You think you're hot shit, huh? You suck ass. That way they're all okay with failing. Oh, you mean we're all completely failing utterly and he's cursing at us for our failures? Boo, failure, boo! Fail, fail, fail. Sit your ass down. Like that, right? If you do it to everybody, then they all get over that shit real quick. And they're just like, well, I guess I failed again. Eric's always yelling at me for failing. I'm just constantly
Fail better.
Yeah, I say that. I do say that. Fail better! You failed just as bad last time.
Some Samuel Beckett shit.
I do say those words all the time. I say fail better. I say, you're not failing hard enough. That's another thing I say. You know.
You haven't waited long enough for Godot.
They're not scared of me though, Calum. They're not remotely scared of me. All I have to do is watch the kids and me interact on any of the mini videos that have my debaters on there. You'll see me yelling at them, just like I said, and you'll see them laughing at me, and you'll see them also obeying though somehow. I don't know. It just works. When you do it for a long time, you don't even think about it anymore. I don't have classroom management techniques. I just tell the truth. Get out of here. You're fucking wasting all of our time. And then they
leave.
They go outside. Yeah, great. Goodbye. Go outside. Not you will leave. You have to leave because you're interfering with my fucking teaching in here. Now go run around and play outside or something. I tell students that all the time.
Go play in traffic.
No, not that, but I also tell them, look, if you're just not feeling it and you need to go run around, then go run around. I'm not trying to enslave you or anything. You're debaters. You're not my fucking little slaves. I'm supposed to be helping you. when you guys get decent, then I'll be your helper instead of having to yell at you all the time. You know? What are we talking about? Besides
Enslaving
Eric's
children.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm opposed to child slavery. Pineapple. Oh,
Yeah, I
possibilities.
guess so.
Right. Possibilities. So anyway, it's early on kids learn to fear saying possibilities because it might be the bad possibility, the wrong possibility. But, you know, if you are any Dom, you go through life with this framework of like, well, who the fuck cares? There's the next one right there in front of us. Forget that bad one we just passed. We just passed that thing. Yeah, but Eric, you spent 30 minutes arguing for it. I know, but now we're on to the next thing. I agree, finally. You're right. That idea was terrible. But this idea is fucking brilliant. I mean, like, we just go through with that default. A lot of people, if they say, well, Eric, that idea was bad, they go, oh, I shouldn't make ideas anymore. So I think that's why we got to ingrain in children that they are awash in a musky coating of failure at all times, and that's a good thing. Anyway, if you are somebody who doesn't do well with possibilities, remember you can always just taxonomy something and then try to shift frameworks. So if I say different ideas about cats, you go, well, I'll describe them. That's one framework. They're little, like about this big, and they're kind of cylindrical, and they got little poles on the bottom of their torsos. They're called legs, and they got paws. Okay, now shift frameworks. Well, what do you mean? Well, how are they useful to us? Oh, cats are useful because they're soft and we like to pet them and make it feel good. Shift frameworks. What do you mean? Well, how do cats relate to ethics? Oh, people have a lot of ethical considerations for cats. That's the thing that people don't get. They don't understand how to shift frameworks. So, okay, I taxonomied it under this one. Now let me try a different one. Now let me try a different one. Now let me try a different one. It's not like the frameworks have to be come up with, you know? It's not like you have to think, gosh, is there any other way than describing things physically to understand anything in the universe? I don't know any other way besides describing things physically. Well, of course you do. You describe shit all different ways, all the time. It's just a matter of people aren't accustomed to thinking about it.
Yeah, I think that comes from your TI in the second slot. It's like applied TI. It's like it's different than in like the way an INTP uses it for sure. Same with like an INTP sits there and explains things with perspectives. Like you know, NE is his sword.
Right. Well, and that's why you guys are relativist, I guess. That's why you don't like to commit to any position, because you're judging first, and then you're wielding your sword of dismantling, right? Whereas we are checking out possible places where we can like go and play sword fighter or something and go yeah, ha ha, hooray, that was fun, and then we walk away. It doesn't matter what we built there. It doesn't matter. So that's the difference. Yeah. It's true, but I think as far as the possibilities things go, there is a bit of practical advice in here. If you ever are called upon to speak in an impromptu fashion, just taxonomy in one framework, then shift frameworks, taxonomy in another framework. Very simple. It'll help you at least get through the speech and be able to keep talking for a while. Thank you for talking with your ears to my voice and listening to it while watching this episode of Talking with Famous People.